Sally and Jake are having breakfast. Sally's nearly finished. She's in a hurry. Harry's painting his barn today. The children are going to help. If you're going to be with Harry, Mother says, you'd better put your overalls on. The children get down and hurry off to their room. Mother tidies her chair away and begins to clear the table. It doesn't take Sally and Jake long. They soon come back to tell her they've got changed. But Harry's door is shut. Oh well, says Mother, looking out. He'll soon be back. But he promised we could help, says Jake. I expect he's just gone to the shop, Mother says. Off you go and wait for him. He won't be long. Sally and Jake try Harry's door, just to make sure it really is closed. Perhaps he's round the corner, says Sally. But he isn't. He did say today, didn't he? Said Jake. I wonder what's happened, Sally says. Jake thinks they ought to go and ask Granny. She might know. Hello, says Granny. I thought you were going to help Harry today. We were, but he isn't there yet, says Jake. Oh, dear. Sally says, we've been waiting ages. Granny looks out of her window. He's usually hard at work by now, she says. Still, I'm sure he won't be long. Then she gets on with her work. The children go outside again. Thank goodness it's a warm day, Sally says. Says Jake thoughtfully. Then, perhaps he's inside all the time, with the door locked. Sally nods. Perhaps he is. They knock at the door, quietly. Nothing happens. Then they knock again, a bit louder. This time Harry calls out, "Half-a-mo, don't knock the place down." And then, "Shan't be a jiffy." He was in all the time, Sally says. Harry opens the door. He's in his dressing gown. "Oh, law," he says. "Dearie me, is it that time already?" Granny waves from her doorway. "Morning, Harry," she calls. He waves back. "Oh, I've overslept, Granny. Just when I've got a busy day, too. Would you credit it, what a business. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Never mind." "No, never mind," says Granny. "As long as you're in, that's the main thing, or the children will never have forgiven you. I've still got some tea in the pot. You're very welcome to come across when you're ready, if you want to." Harry's very grateful. "Oh, thanks very much," he says. The children go off with Granny to get things ready. Soon, all four of them are around the kitchen table. Granny says the children can have some more milk if they like. Harry drinks his tea. "Aye, gum," he says. "That's better than no mistake. Thanks again, Granny. Now we'd better get cracking." And off he goes to the barn with Sally and Jake close behind. "Where do we start?" says Jake. But Harry has started. He's covered all the furniture with big sheets. "What are the covers for?" asks Sally. "So things won't get splashed when we're painting," Harry says. Sally wants to know if they're going to paint all the walls all over. Well, that's the idea, says Harry. After we've cleaned up. I'll get some brushes. Harry asks Sally if she'll start with the stove. It's a bit mucky, he says. Sally sweeps the top of it. And Jake sweeps all round the legs. Suddenly a mouse dashes out. Harry looks for some old hats. He says the children will need them to keep their hair clean. Sally sweeps the floor. And Jake sweeps the floor too. They bump into each other and laugh. Then Harry laughs as well, at something else. Look, he says, and he shows them the hats he's found. One for Jake and one for Sally. Sally thinks they're rather smart, though Jake's is a bit big. So's yours, he says, and they laugh again. And so does Harry. You look like two old ladies at a flower show, he says. It's a sight for sore eyes if ever there was one. At last they start painting. Harry begins at one end of the room. And the children start at the other end. Sally does all the low bits, and Jake stands on a box to do the high bits. They get nearer. And nearer. And nearer the middle. Suddenly, poor Harry trips over. A tin of paint lands on Jake's head all over his hat. Never mind. The wall's finished. The painting's done. Harry says they'd better straighten the room again. Sally and Jake take their hats off. Then they try to guess what's under each cover. That's a giraffe, Sally says, or an elephant. But it isn't. It's Harry's fishing rod and some boxes. What's that one? Says Jake. It's a rocking chair, a mop, jug and basin. Harry hangs a picture back on the wall. Aye, looks fine now, he says. Sally dusts the dressing table. Harry and Jake push Harry's workbench back into place. Sally cleans a mirror on the wall and looks at herself. Jake unrolls a carpet. Oh, there's such a lot to do. Polishing, dusting, putting everything where it belongs. But it's all beginning to look better. Much better. Even Harry's junk looks neater. At last it's all done. Harry's very pleased. Mother comes in to see if they've finished. Oh, she says, haven't you been busy? Aye, very busy, says Harry. We all have. Mother smiles. Well, it's dinner time now, and I'm sure you're hungry, so come on. Only Sly stays behind. He's been asleep on Harry's bed. Looking better? I think I'll stay.
Sally and Jake and their mother and father and Granny and Sly the cat and Harry too. All of them live in a village called Imbledale, where there's always lots of things to do. Sally and Jake enjoy each day. Sly is never far away. Mother and father both work in a little shop. Granny's often busy, Harry is too. But all of them are happy in the village of Dim. things to